Hello there, I'm AYB, founder of Spaghetti, where we help businesses automate their process and implement AI in their workflows. Today, I'll be sharing with you a form builder that I use quite often in most videos in this channel. The name of this form builder is called Tally. And most people ask me, I love this phone builder. How can we get it? I'm going to share everything from begin to end. I will show you how to build forms with this form builder, and I'll actually show you one of the most important thing I like about this form builder if you stick to the end. So let's jump straight into it. Before you can get over to this particular um home page I have, you just type on Tally.so. If you type on Tally.so, it will bring you to this particular page, and all you need to do is to sign up, right? I already have an account, so I don't have to sign up again. I just will log in because I have an account, and I will log in with my Google account. And here it just brings this pop-up screen so that I can sign in like I usually do. I like this form a lot. And one of the reasons why I do is because um, most teams are actually using this form, and it is very, very intuitive. Like, I think it's like more of like a sister company with Notion. I don't know if they are somehow connected, but this is not a promotional video. This is a video based on the fact that this is what I use and I like it a lot. And I thought I should share it with you guys so that you can, if you're looking for a form builder to collect any form response, or you want to create more of an internal form collection in your company organization. Let's say you want to send a particular something like rating your service like before your customers and all that. You can use this form builder to do that, right? I like it so much. Like, I really really am like I really like it, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about showing you guys how it looks. So first off, you can see all the forms I've built with this form builder. You can see all of the submissions that we have had, about 83 submissions, 25 submissions, 53 submissions, and all that. It's a very good form. Let's jump. Let me show you some of these forms, and then I'll show you exactly how I built them. I think one of the forms that, if you are a member or if you're a subscriber in this channel, you watch videos on this channel, you know that I use this form a lot, and I think this contact form will not be alien to you. So I will just, but if you are just joining for the first time, my name is AYB. I'm the founder of Spaghetti, where we help businesses automate their process and implement AI in their workflows. Right. So if you want to follow anything, no code, AI, and automation, this is the best place to be. So let's jump straight into it. Now, this is exactly how the form looks like. Now, I use this form a lot, right? Because it's very simple. I can just connect it with my Zapier account very fast. Now, this is the form. Now, this is the title. Then I have fields here: name, email, um, and then we can have company, and then we have stuff called um, this is a more of like a multi select or a single select, and then we have this more is it's called a drop down actually because of this particular icon you see here. Yeah, you see it here. It's called a drop down, right? And then we also have, I am using a drop down here, so we have different kind of um field types. So I'm going to walk you through some of these field type. If you don't know how to use them, no problem. Just stick to the end. You understand how to use this form today, right? And another thing is that now when I fill this now, I'm going to show you another form. So this is the first form. We have a no code membership form, right? I'm going to show you how I built it. So this is the form, right? Is you can see that I added more of like a theme. I added a cover image to the background, And I also added the logo of No Code Square and then the title. Yeah, and this is the drop down. As you can see, we have the drop down here. And now you can see something quite different here, and it is looking like a logic. I'm saying that if this particular stuff is no, then show this particular stuff. And let me show you exactly what that means. So if I come over here to copy the link so we can preview the particular stuff here. So if you check this stuff now, and if I want to fill this like a an applicant, I can will just type Ayobami and then let's type Ogun, right? And let's say my email is yep at gmail.com, right? And yeah, let's say I'm having this and yeah, let's say the goal is to learn no code. You can see that this one is different. This field type is different from the ones I've talked. You can see that I can choose multiple stuff here. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do that, right? So let's say my goal is to learn no code, and the tools I want to learn that actually make the com Airtable, and let's say I'm interested in Pipedrive and voice flow, and I'm also interested in AI. Now you can see that I was able to like, although this is a drop down, I'm still also able to choose multiple um, answers, right? And then this is where we added the particular stuff. This is where we added the logic, right? And the logic is what I did there is that if the person is a no code professional, I want it to show a particular field. But if the person is not a no code professional, I don't want that field to show. So now, if the person is typing no, then the person will not see the field, right? And I can just come over here and then click how I got here about this particular stuff. And let's say I got to here about YouTube, right? Now you can see I'm not seeing anything. But now if I change it to yes, you can see it's showing the field here. And what is your no code stack? And then I can now choose zapier.com, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. Then I can submit the form. Voila. Now this is exactly what I want to show you. So those are like some of the perks that we get from using. Now let's try to build our form from scratch. So if you want to do that, you come over to this particular place here, right? You can click on this particular icon to create any form, right? Now, when you want to create a form, you'll be brought to this particular page. Right now, you have to type the title of the form. Now, I usually like contact forms because like contact forms are very, very easy to contact forms are very easy to create. So I'll just like contact forms, and there are not so many fields on the form. So I really don't have to stress over like now, but I'll use this to teach some of the things that I said earlier. Now, this is contact form. It's more of like Notion like kind of stuff where you can use slash to like get some of the form fields there. Now, I want to use a form field called short answer, and that's like I want to collect the name, so I can put something like name, right? One thing I want you to note is that this there is now is when you are trying to choose a particular form field, you must make sure that you are choosing. Now one thing I can do is that I can delete this one. Now you can see that this exists on its own, so you have to be careful that you don't mistakenly delete the title of the placeholder. If you do that, you just be left with just ordinary placeholders and you'll not even know what to do, right? So just make sure you use the correct placeholder and then you don't delete the title, right? And then I'll just call this name, right? And then if I want to create another, now if I want to create another field, I'll just click on this and then I can create the field. Now I want to add an email, so I'll just click email, right? let's say I want to also add a number, right? I can add a number, and let's say I want to add a phone number actually. I can add a phone number and call this phone. So what other things do we collect in the form fields? Let's say I want to collect an address. So I can have an option for address here. I can just type address. Yeah, so sometimes you just have to be creative. Since there's something like address, you can just use a long answer for that, right? To just get their address, if that is very important to you, right? So some other fields that I want you to check out is now we have three types of fields that are very, very closely related. We have multiple choice, we have drop down, and then we have multi select. I'm going to tell you like the difference between these fields. So let's use multiple choice for this particular one. Now, multiple choice is very good in the sense that you can choose multiple answers, right? So let's say we call this how did you hear about us? That's a question. And then we can just add, let's say you go to hear about us on YouTube, and then let's say you go to hear about us. Although this is not, you can only hear about us with one, like from one source, but I'm using this just as an example. So let's say there is Facebook, right? And then there is LinkedIn, right? And then there is X, Twitter, and then we can have um, TikTok, yeah, and I think there's one more. Yeah, you got to know us on our website. Right. So we have all of these particular. What this means is that I can choose this, I can choose this, and I can choose it. So let's just preview this form and see exactly what I mean. So if I publish this, right, and I come over here, copy it, and I paste this particular value here, you see that now I can choose this. I can choose no, now. One thing that you can see that I can't choose more than one. That's because if I go back to this my contact form and I click on edit and I come over to this particular stuff and I toggle multiple selection. So the form also allow the multiple choice allows you to use you can choose one option and then also you can also choose multiple options. That's exactly why I like that. So I'll have to toggle on this multiple selection. So if I toggle it and then make sure if you make any changes in the like more of like this draft, you have to like publish it so that it can reflect on the normal form here. So I'll just have to reload this and then try again. So if I come over here, you can see that I can choose YouTube, I can choose three of the stuff, and then to just get it makes the form just very, very lively and very easy and intuitive. Now that's one of the things I want to show. So that's multiple choice. So let's try to create another, and then there are other things that you can add. Let's say you want to add an other option, right? Other option is more of like an option where let's say like none of the options are actually available, so you want them to type in their option. So if we publish this and I reload this particular page, we see that there's option for order, and order allows you to like type the option that you want, right? That's one thing I like, right? So yeah, aside that, I think that we also have randomize option. Let's say you want to create more of like a test form, and then you want to like test some applicants, right? You can use this form to create that kind of test, like more of like a test like set of questions that you just want to test applicants on or employees on, right? This is something you can use to do that. So you can randomize option, ask them questions, get the you can even color code it and make it quite nice, right? So it is a very, very now you see that I've changed it to like numbers, Like this is very, very cool. I really like it. Right. So that's like the first one. You can see the name of the field here is called multiple choice. So let's try to use another form, another form type called, remember I told you there are three types that are similar. Let's look drop down, right? Drop down is quite similar. Now I want to use what can we do for you for this now? What can we do for you, right? And these are like include some of our services. So we have AI automation with Zapier. Then we have, now that's one thing that you should be careful of. Right now is adding this more of like a subtitle to this particular main field. So you must make sure that you are not making that mistake. Type whatever you want to type within the option, yeah, so that you not type what you are typing will not be like a subtitle of the question you're asking. So what I want to do, I'll just type AI automation with Zapier. Then I can put AI automation with make.com, right? Then I can add full business automation. Then I can also add process mapping. Then I can add AI automation audit, right? So I think those are like the stuffs I want to add. So this is a kind of field type called drop down. And usually why it's called drop down is because for you to you have to like drop down before you can see the option. So this is exactly what I mean. So like if you hit publish now and then we check this form, it updates this form and then we see something like this. So you definitely not see the field unless you drop down, like so, and we can choose different options. Now we can also choose one option, like I said. So let's, you can see drop down, and we also have the option of choosing multiple options with a drop down, right? So this gives us so much flexibility. If you don't want the options to actually just show whenever like the form person filling the form wants to see, you can toggle this on. And then if you want them to choose, be able to choose multiple options, you can also add the other option like I talked about earlier. Now we have something called minimum choices and maximum choices, right? This is used, let's say you have an option where you have a minimum set of like requirements that people have to choose, and then you have a maximum set of requirements they have to choose. You have to like choose within that window, right? If they don't have it, you don't. Now we have also option now, because this is so, and the reason why I like this so it's because very, very intuitive. Like I just like the detail that they put into this. Now you can see that I have something called placeholder. What means is that now, since the forms are not, like, since you're not going to see the options on the form, it allows you to like the person filling the form to see, okay, this is exactly what I'm to put in this choose here. So I'm like saying I can now call this the service we render, right? Now, as simple as this is, you're going to see exactly what it means. So if I come over here and I refresh this page, you see, um, let me, let's say I want to come in. Did I even save that page? Wow, I think I didn't, okay, let me see. Okay, so I think I did, or let me choose a form, right? If I come over here and I paste it again, now it is showing what I think I saved. I chose continue with form, but the placeholder, the work of the placeholder there is just to show you, to preview exactly what I'm going to show you another use case of that when we like go on. Right, so that's one of the field that we have. Now we also have another field called now we have multiple choice. We have looked at that. We have looked at drop down. Then let's look at multi select. Multi select is multi select, like it's just like the name implies. You can use it to choose multiple options, right? This is like the standard one, but you can also use any of the two to actually choose that also. So that's like the flexibility that comes with using Tally. So let's say I want to choose about yeah what type, right? And then I can just um what type. So let's say we have just using an option. Let's say we have type one automation, mm, and then we have type two. Like let's say type two is much more complex. Then we have type three. That is just like for example, like example purpose. I'm not like there's nothing like this, right? Right now we have all these type of multi-select, and then we also have all of the options where you get to like use randomize option. You can choose maximum choices and some of these things that we have here. So this is now let's try this stuff here. Choose something, right? And yeah, like you can see that also it defaults it to a required field. So if we publish this bad boy and we come over here to reload this page, right? This stuff is just too colorful. Can you see something now? I think it's showing now. Can you see that slightly? You can see the service we render, right? And then you can see something like choose something. So that's like the stuff that we typed in the form that we had earlier. So that's like very some important things you want to that you need to know about Tally. Right? I'm going to do something I did earlier. That was how to create logic. Right now, let's say I want to create logic in this particular form, and then I just want to show this next field, like this field here. I want to show this field when somebody just chooses AI automation audit. So let's say this is like type one AI automation audit, right? This is an audit called AI automation. Um, it's a different type of audit, and then we have another type of audit. Let's say we have here. This is yeah. So these are like three type of audit, and I want this field to only show if the person chooses AI automation audit, right? So this is exactly where we have to use um this called um so this is where we have to like use. Okay, I'm back. So let's say we actually want to show whenever somebody chooses AI automation audit, you want to see what type of AI automation audit they want. Type 1, type 2, type 3. So you just click on this six button, right? And then you click on conditional logic, right? This is where we now say we are saying when what can we do for you content is or is um where I'm coming. So first thing is that it's not empty, right? And then the answer, I'm coming, want to add an right? And what can you do for you is contains the automation audit, right? Then hide blocks. Right now, this is very very tricky. Right, normally I'm supposed to say show blocks, but I've done this a number of times, and show blocks does not work. Right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to say if this particular stuff is any of, right. So if it's any of these bad boys, right, except, right, then hide this block here, right? It is not empty and it is any of these ones that we're having, then hide this block, right? But if it is not that, show the block, right? So let's test our stuff. The reason why I'm not saying show block is because it will not work. The condition works like opposite. So I'm sorry about that, but that's exactly how Tally works, right? So let's get this stuff rolling. So I come over here and get the stuff. I come and I paste this form. So let's get to now. We are already showing type now, right? But we are choosing coming. Yeah, and now can you see that because I chose AI automation audit, you can see that it's not showing. Now, if I do this particular stuff, you see that it's showing, right? But because I'm choosing AI automation audit, it is not showing. Normally it's going to be like opposite, right? So let's go back and make that change. So we want it to only show when it is AI automation audit. So just go back. But another thing I want to also say is that you should make sure that the previous field is not a multi-select, right? So let's change it from multi-select to just single select, right? And instead of this, we are saying if it's not empty and it is any of, it's not any of, it is any of this, then hide block, right? So if we do this bad boy and yeah, so let's try, let's show it again so that you can see exactly how it looks like. So if I copy this bad boy and then I paste it here, I want to, I paste it here, so you see exactly what we have now. Still showing, but just we are conscious about the answer. So if you see this, you see that it's not showing, right? If you choose this, it's not showing. You choose that, it's not showing. If we choose this, it's not showing. But if we choose this particular one, then it's going to ask us what type. Right? Although from the beginning it might show, but when they choose a particular option, it's not going to show. So that's like some things that you have to know about this form, right? And I said I was going to tell you something about the form if you like stick to the end. And yeah, the most important thing I like about this form builder is this. Let me show you my workspace. As you can see, we have something called, you see all the submissions I've had. Like if I see if I can open this submission, let me see. I think I don't want to open a sensitive one. Okay, let me open this, right? Now I can show some of the, I want to show you some of the submission. Let me see. Let me click on this. So, yeah, so you can see the submissions. So you can see the submissions in form of like a I think I don't want this to, let me come over to this particular form submission. Yeah, I think this one is much more chill. You can see all of the submissions that we have here in more of like a spreadsheet format, right? It's showing everything I have here. So one thing I like about Tally is that you have unlimited submissions. Yes, you heard me right. unlimited, not 100, not 200, not 300, like unlimited. And yes, yeah, so you can get as much submissions. I know some form fields, some forms actually limit the submissions that you can use per month. That is not like that. You can get so much. So if you are in a business that has high volume of applications, right? You can use this for like employee applications, right? Where you get thousands of applications. But I'm not sure about thousands, but like if it's 200, 300, 400, 500, and so much up to 1,000, right? But I know there will be like a plan where they will like upgrade. But that kind of freedom, right, for a free plan is actually very chill, right? So you can get as many submissions you can that you need to. You can't even finish your submissions. Like there's no even cap on the submission. So that's something I like about um, Tally. So if you want to build any form, make sure you use Tally. And then you want to learn anything about no code and AI and automation, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell notification if you want to like get notified whenever I drop videos like this. See you guys in the next one. Bye.